Y'all come on in. Let me go to astro.com real fast. What up, what up, what up, what up? Do me a favor, man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm on Astro real fast. I gotta pull something up. Eager to see something. Mm-hmm. What up, what up, what up, what up? What's good? What's good? What's happening? What's going on? They're gonna be mad at me today, but it ain't what you think. The title ain't what you really think, man. It ain't that deep. I'm actually about to, I'm actually about to give y'all I'm about to give y'all some information, man, some insight. You know what I'm saying? Um, K Smith was good. Rashida was happening. Kai was happening. What's going on? What's going on? And so they're gonna be mad. I already got a text like, nigga, what kind of title was this? This is funny. This is funny, man. Saturday evening. People doing Saturday things. Lex Black, what's happening, man? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Grand Madam Tarot. Maybe it wasn't necessarily something that I looked at, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm liable to go anywhere when I start conversating, you know what I'm saying? So it's totally dependent on the flow of the spirit, you know what I mean? I just sit back and what comes up comes up. So I'm not looking at no PowerPoint or bullet points, anything like that. I just got a subject matter and I just let it flow from the heart, you know what I mean? So karmic relationships can possibly get in there. It's a couple shows back, we ain't too far back from me having conversations about the karmic aspect of relationships and stuff. So yeah. Yep. And then feel free if you have a question about it, you know what I mean, something in particular, you know what I mean, then we can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? We can make it happen. So I ain't even supposed to come on to 5:30. So I'm just doing like a little quick little warm up, you know what I mean? 15 minutes until showtime type of thing. So in fact, Grand Madam Tarot, why are you asking about karmic relationships? What's on your mind? Shit, I could have went to the damn office store when I was out there. Totally forgot. What's on your mind? So anybody, any questions in the chat, man? Go ahead. You can, like, it's a pre-show, so this is a good, quick little Q&A. You got something that you want to know about your chart, or anything, any comment, any question? I'm gonna kick it off at 5:30, so it's about 12 minutes. So you have associate side lives as karmics, but I need more info to be sure. Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's talk about that for a quick second. You know what I'm saying? Money, love. True indeed it is. So let's talk about karmic relationships for a quick second. There are certain aspects that we can see inside of comparing one person's chart to another person's chart. And usually when Saturn's involved on the personals, so for example, let's just say you a Leo, and then a person has Saturn in Leo. Or let's just say you got Venus in Libra, but this person has Saturn in Libra. Or this person may have Saturn in Aries, which is a square to Libra. Saturn in Capricorn, you know what I'm saying? Which could be another square to Libra. Or they got Saturn in Aries, which is an opposition to your Venus in Libra. So harsh Saturn placements to the planet Venus, harsh Saturn placements to the sun, your sun sign, harsh Saturn placements to Mars, okay? And I would damn sure say harsh Saturn placements to the moon. If Moon and Saturn are involved in harsh placements, or Saturn and Sun are involved, and all three of them happen to be in what's known as a T-square. So say, for example, if we had Libra, Aries, and Capricorn, and then at each one of these points, these 3 points, you may have Saturn, the moon, and the sun. That is without a shadow of a doubt karmic on a parental side. Not only is your physical parents, but the relationship that you're comparing that's activating this is like a parent from the old, you know what I mean? Parent from a previous incarnation, basically. Or you were their parent in a previous incarnation. So Saturn, harsh Saturn placements to the personal planets is something to definitely look out for, especially the conjunctions where Saturn's in the same sign as Venus, Saturn's in the same sign as Sun, Moon, and or Mars, Mercury as well. It's not going to feel good, okay? And usually, somebody could be a little bit older than the other person as well. And it's just this parental vibe that's about to take place, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why somebody's older is because the truth of the matter is this is, again, it's stemming from an old parental connection between the souls from a while ago. You know what I'm saying? So Fresh TV, man, what's happening? I appreciate you too, man. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it can flow that way. It could be that way for sure. You know what I'm saying? It can be that way. All right, so 8 minutes. Give me something else to run my mouth with on 8 minutes, man. Mark out calendars. Ooh, let me go check and see if the flyer is done. The 18th, which is 2 Saturdays from now, we're gonna do a live webinar. Let me go see if the flyer is done for this thing. Let me see. No, she ain't done with it. It may be too controversial. Let me click on it. What does it do? I thought it was due today. Your order started. Yeah, it's supposed to be done today, right? Oh, my delivery date is the 5th. Let's do tomorrow. So we're gonna do this thing on Rittenhouse. You know what I'm saying? Rittenhouse, Death Star eclipse, and subtitle is gonna be "Niggas Say Sorry." You know what I mean? This whole Rittenhouse verdict got people in the frenzy as it should. The premise of it is, since it was on the eclipse, and I deal with astrology, um, I think that it's only right that we try to understand God's thinking. And to me, this is what the cosmos is all about, understanding God's thinking. Because if you believe in a God, in a sense, and most people do, and then God ordained everything, then you got to ask yourself, God, what the hell are you thinking? What's going on? What do you want us to understand? You know what I mean? And so I don't, it's funny to me because I don't think people, uh, I don't know why we won't verbalize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you verbalize and be asking this dude, like, yo, what the hell are you thinking about up there? Right? That's what we kind of perceive God to be somewhere. It's to challenge the concept. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? But anyway, it's very interesting because in the Hermetic laws and principles, they give you this formula of understanding these laws in which you can understand God and everything in reality. And the second one is my favorite one, which is just a point, but it's called the Law of Correspondence. And every one, in my opinion, after the Law of Correspondence is just a different way to measure the activity. So, for example, the laws go like the whole universe is mental, so everything has consciousness. And the second law is the law of correspondence, which is basically saying, hey, you have to figure out a way to figure out what's going on in this reality. You know what I'm saying? So then they say, okay, well, what about the law of vibration? Because everything vibrates. Because if it's alive, it has to oscillate. Oh, cool. What about rhythm? You know what I mean? Because it has to tick and it has to talk. Okay, cool. What about cause and effect? You know what I'm saying? That. What about gender? What about polarity? You know what I'm saying? So um, polarity could look like plus, minus, gender could look like male, female. And so you start to study the rhythms of good, bad, yin, yang, tick, tock. And therefore, if you can find out the pattern, then you can be able to explain what's happening. You see what I'm saying? And so the cosmic science has always been the highest order. Hence, your pyramids points to stars. You go to the Temple of Dendera, which is a zodiac belt. I mean, a temple, and you will see. I don't know who this is. You will see. You will see a zodiac inside of the temple. Um, the celestial science has just always been the highest science. It wasn't just about understanding astronomy, its location, its physical gases that makes it up, a bright star, how long it been there, how, all that old technical shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, it was about understanding its interrelationship with the human psychology. You understand what I'm saying? What cracks me up with astronomers is um, all your life you look at a telescope measuring, but then you're studying it. It's not studying you according to your logic. Every day you get up and you study this thing like profoundly, like a goddamn doctor. And then you say it doesn't have an effect on human psychology, but yet your mind in your physical work is fixated upon the bodies, but it don't have no pull on you. It's the most retarded thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? And so, anyway, understanding it gives us a clear blueprint of what the God is saying. All right, Tammy Holloway, what's up? What's going on? All right, you call Miss Flowers, Akeisha. Trying to figure out who this is. Did they ever get out the car? Let me check my ring real fast. Ring a ding ding. Hold on. For today, some people just gonna complain, man. I gotta do better with my Emotional response, man, because motherfuckers just be getting on my nerve. Can't lie about it. Where we at on time? So 2 minutes, man. You about to sell a house? Oh, that's what's up, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, so I'm gonna have to turn my ring on because I ain't never get out the car, huh? All right, y'all, we about to get started. I promise you. Sanchia, what up? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, right? So today's topic, real fast, is peace, Sergeant. So today's topic, real fast, is what is it? Side chicks are what is it called? Side chicks are, and I'm being funny as hell, but it's the truth though. Side chicks are fantasy wives, cosmic evolution. Okay, all right, all right, all right. So side chicks are fantasy wives, cosmic evolution. Y'all ready? I need y'all to run the likes up real fast. Just get me up to a couple more likes. All right. Give me a couple more likes. I gotta get into this. All right. Side chicks are fantasy wives, cosmic evolution. We get to the evolution. All right. So today's conversation, real fast, was 100% inspired by Kevin Samuels, right? So, I watched some of this shit and, it was like side chick, something, forever side chick or some shit. And so I didn't listen to it all. I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? I just haven't got to it and whatnot. And so, that topic is an interesting topic in of itself. I didn't listen to it. This is not a critique. I'll be clear. I did not listen to it. This is not a critique. It's just the topic inspired me to talk about my perception of it, looking at reality here. Okay. So side chicks are fantasy wives. Why are you saying that? Well, there's an aspect of this thing where, I know people who had or have what you would call a woman on the side chick, for decades. Okay, decades. All right. I am not condoning it. I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not saying any of that. I just want to bring you into the male psychology of why. Okay. Now, clearly, I'm just gonna shoot it straight with you. And ladies, I'm really putting y'all up on game because I think y'all don't be getting no male psychology and shit, right? So in most cases, there could be, I don't want to say most, in half cases, I would say, there is a disconnect with the wife. Okay. And something breaks down in the institution of marriage. And on top of that, the single man by status who don't want to get into the institution of marriage because you lose half your assets if you divorce. It's a long, drawn out process if it don't work. It's bitter. It's not necessarily an appealing situation. That's just the truth of it. It's not appealing. Okay. But I'm more concerned about the breakdown because the honeymoon effect, which is a known phenomenon, wears off and we lose something. we lose the intensity of the magnetism that existed in between us, but the side chick doesn't deplete my energy because she's not around me every single day in a, let's just be real, the average relationship is bullshit because it's just average. I think that we should all be striving to be spectacular, magnificent, abundant in everything that you put your hands on, especially love and relationships if we're going to be with each other till death do us part. The average relationship suffers. And it's more of a commitment out of obligation or societal norm of wanting to do the right thing. Maybe it's children, whatever. You want to be, you don't want to be perceived as a loser, failure, right? I think legitimately we can also say hope. Raise your hand if you want to get married and divorced. You're probably not going to do that. So there's some hope there. But somewhere along the journey, we lose some shit. The honeymoon effect is gone. He's not sweet and charming and doing the things that he did to woo you. See, it ain't all them ladies like you, man. You stop doing the things that you did to woo, right? So something's wearing off. The science and the evolution that I'll talk about is really in how do we evolve to keep this shit ever revolving. That's the key. So the side chick, especially if it's one of those situations, I know of a situation where a dude is married and the side chick like been the side chick for a minute, and you know it's okay with him not being in pictures when they do these little outings with friends and shit, and playing that role, but he bankrolling, making sure the house gets remodeled and doing the Four Seasons hotel on your birthday type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's play. In other words, in zodiac terms, it's Leo. Leo is the aspect where it's fun and it's romantic. When you mix fun and romance together, it's also the sign of children. The children only get here by the product of sex. So fun and romance, hello, means that we're going to have sex within this involvement. That's the fun. This is the sign of the fun play. Okay? But when you get to the contractual agreement, that's Libra. Libra is not Leo. Libra is not fun. It's not saying Libra is boring. Libra is just the contractual legality of how you're going to handle business to go around this wheel and complete your life. Because the wheel is your life, hence the circle of life. Okay? So we're losing magnetism and steam and attraction. And so the side chick gives us that thrill. Yo, come swoop me up. I got a partner who got a side chick for over 10 years. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean, she be coming to your house. I'm like, oh hell no, nah, nigga, I'd never be that disrespectful. She be picking me up in the alley, nigga. I was like, all right, true story. You know what I'm saying? So she comes and picks him up in the alley on the side. You know what I'm saying? Live out the way. But what we got to understand is, as electromagnetic beings, because you got a heartbeat, you got a brain wave, you got an aura, you got energy, right? Even to share a bed with someone, your magnetism is exchanging and your energy fields is interacting with one another. So depending, because only three things can happen, right? We have an interaction and nothing happens. We bounce off you and it just stays the same, nothing happens. That's called a zero. A zero is boring as hell. What good is a zero? You know what a zero is? A zero is when you have, let's just say, we go 2 steps forward and then we go 2 steps backward and we right back at goddamn zero. You understand what I'm saying? So what fun is mixing if we chemicals just for the chemicals to stay the same? We should be trying to figure out the formula for abundance and joy and happiness, right? So when we mix, maybe nothing happens. When we mix, the negative can happen, right? Somebody's feeling drained. They don't even know they feel drained, right? But they feeling more, their perception is starting to change and it's starting to become a negative situation. You understand what I'm saying? Or it can be positive, right? And I doubt if it's really highly, well, I ain't gonna say that because even the highly positive ones, you just got some men that got certain appetites, right? So we're losing the thrill of what they say, what's that song? The thrill is gone. Ain't that an old ass song? The thrill is gone, right? And so you're losing it. You're losing it. It ain't hard. The side chick, since she's over here, right? Since she's over here, I remember I never forget. Drew told me a story. He was on the plane on his way to Vegas. It's an old dude on the plane, and he said, "Nigga, Vegas is crazy." When you get off the plane, the old dude has some young thing run and jump in his arms, and then when next thing you know, Drew was walking past Victoria's Secret, and the old thing and the young thing in Victoria's Secret. You understand what I'm saying? That's the thrill. So when the side girl is gone, you understand what I'm saying? When the side girl is on, especially if she out of town type of thing, she's not depleting me because she's not next to me. I'm not depleting her because she, and we ain't got that kind of relationship anyway. You understand what I'm saying? See, the side chick, especially if she knows she's the side chick gets the best of him. I know it's fucked up, but it's the truth. The side chick gets the best of the nigga because he's coming with that same enthusiasm and joy and all that good shit that he did in the beginning with the wife. And since she knows of the situation, I'm not saying it's morally correct. I want to be clear. I'm just letting you know the dynamic between these two consenting adults here. Okay? What they shit is. Okay? There ain't no issue with them. Not to say that they don't go through spats, but what I'm getting at is she has more of a chance of being, the trips in the house and, why? Because she's not necessarily pulling his perception of her is not making him go into the negative. I ain't gonna say what she's doing to make it positive in a sense, but his perception of her is not making her go into the negative. Okay, so she's the fantasy wife because man, listen, man, a nigga don't wanna. You think a nigga wanna have a nagging ass wife when he perceived to be a nagging wife and shit? You think a nigga want that? Right? You think a nigga, if we were like, hey man, do you want to cheat on your wife, man? You want to do? Nah, man, a nigga ain't gonna feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga actually probably start to feel some type of shame, right? But his side chick, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, it goes down. It goes motherfucking down. In fact, listen, real story, ain't gonna say no names, ain't gonna say relations. I got somebody that I know, and he like, yo, sex with my wife is boring. It's boring as fuck. I'm just gonna be honest. It's boring. But when I get with whoopty whoop, I know of a situation where girl one was there longer in a sense, but he ended up marrying girl two. But he never left girl one. But who he married, sexual chemistry wasn't up to his appetite and what he likes. So he never got rid of girl one. You understand what I'm saying? This is real shit. It's real shit. And so since girl one, in this case, is reversed in the sense the side chick times girl one, but the side chick knows of the situation. She comes what? Willingly, joyfully, with service. Even A1 motherfucking credit, huh? Co-sign, here go a house, nigga. Rent. Got the key, but don't never come over asking he coming. She got it for him. You understand what I'm saying? Which, by the way, she married and split, but they roommates would swear that her and the husband don't do anything, but gets the best out of, with my P. You understand what I'm saying? Why? Because, and see, even if no kids is involved, and it ain't no kids involved in this particular situation, like Moni Love just said, or Money Love, look, now there's no restriction. It's no extra baggage, in a sense, right? So the side chick is the motherfucking fantasy girl. She gets the best of this nigga every single time. Every single time. The question is, ladies, how can the environment be set where you're being your best? And I'm not saying it like you have to compete. I'm just saying period overall, because we don't want to lose this magnetism, right? How can you be your best? And then fellas, how can you be your best too? Because you can't be slipping. You know what I'm saying? It was something that you was attracted to and something that you was absolutely doing, because 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying, you pursued her. Usually is how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So something is waning off, and I just explained what is waning off. Now let's move to part 2 real fast, because this shit ain't hard. You know what I'm saying? The cosmic evolution. What do you have to do to evolve? What do you have to do to evolve? I'm such a cosmic dude, you know what I'm saying? These cycles be corresponding with shit, man, who was that? Who was that? I don't know, I was out, man, and somebody was like, oh man, yeah, I was married. How long was y'all married, man? 7 years. I'm like, oh shit, the 7-year itch got you, huh? And he's like, yeah. So, these cosmic laws be motherfucking at, human behavior be corresponding with celestial bodies. So to me, I can't ignore that. The cosmic evolution to me is 2 things, knowingly and unknowingly. And it's cool with unknowingly, because I've been putting together a curriculum that's going to take over 2 years to really journey. So remember yesterday's conversation, I was talking about the divine feminine, right? When you understand, this whole thing is about enlightenment. Your whole evolution of your soul is supposed to reach this state of enlightenment, internal bliss. Okay, and part of that process, if you were to gain cosmic consciousness, if you understood, let's just say, we're traveling towards the sun because that's where the light is. Remember, the scripture says Jesus is the light of the world. The scripture says that, the sun has healing in his wings. Talking about the S-U-N is how it's spelled. There's plenty of references, especially if you go to some Egypt shit, that, the sun with these rays coming down with hands at the end with the ankh on it, giving you eternal life. And, it's like, the sun has always been synonymous with life force energy. But if you were to travel to the sun, you have to pass the orbital planes of the moon and Venus, then Mercury, then you get to the sun. And moon is a feminine body, and Venus is a feminine body as well. And so for us to understand the divine feminine energy, like I talked about yesterday, I think you need to understand menstrual cycles and how it corresponds to the moon. I think men need to get a little bit more sensitive and compassionate. And, like I gave the example yesterday, my bro got a Capricorn moon, and, I asked him to take a bath with your wife. He's like, hell no, nigga, no. You know what I'm saying? He's not interested. But the wife would naturally feel some form of neglect, feel like you're not being romantic. And then things can happen. Infidelity and shit like that could happen. And it's not an excuse, But when a person, we're not perfect. Let's just be clear. We're not perfect, meaning we're not going to make mistakes and do things that will hurt people. But when you're in certain states, you are liable to make certain irrational decisions because you're in a cloudy state of a void. It doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? And what doesn't feel good is obviously what you're thinking about is producing a chemical which makes you feel. And so then, since by proxy, since you know what you don't like, you will yearn for what you do want. And if the person around you ain't giving it to you, what you gonna do? Right? It's not that it's not that I want to divorce you or not to, because the truth of the matter is I do love you, but shit, I wish you just do X, Y, Z, and not being here. In the meantime, this motherfucker showing me attention. Oops, I'm out and slip out and do whatever. Right? It's not justifiable, but the shit happens. We gotta have a conversation about the shit. I think the men have to get more into the compassionate aspect of the game for sure. Get in tune with it. And don't let these niggas stop lying to yourself, because and I'm talking about my more my hip hop niggas be lying like a motherfucker. Bitches ain't shit. I don't love these hoes, but then everything you do is showing off women, going to the strip club to see women. It ain't tricking. If you got it, let me get you a Birkin bag. Let me see that pussy. Like, it's niggas, stop fronting. You know what I'm saying? Give me some pussy tonight. Like, it's all about that. You love women. Some of you niggas, the same niggas that were screaming, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, and I don't love these hoes. I'm talking about Snoop in a good way, because Snoop has definitely evolved. But this is somebody who's always been married at the same time. That don't mean his perception of fucking bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks wasn't a reality. But Snoop loved women so motherfucking much. This nigga get French manicures with the white tits, wear bonnets. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes his hair used to be like, the style of a woman. And very soft spoken, very feminine in his ways. You know what I'm saying? But that was the negative expression of his femininity when he's going at it in a degrading way, and when he's taking care of himself in that prince feminine way, in a sense, and honoring his wife and whatnot. That's the healthy component. This shit is about the yin and the yang, the devil and the God that's within you. And we're all going to make some imperfect negative aspect, more better, perfect, positive aspects, decisions in our lives. Okay? But niggas, stop lying. You love women. For the ones that love women, you adore women. You love women. The only thing you want to do is be around women in your videos type shit. You love feminine essence. Okay? We all do. Trust me, right? All right. So tapping into the divine feminine aspect is a must. I mean, even just if you're gonna be honest about it, and like, let's just say we're gonna chart a woman's menstrual cycle, right? That's 9 months. It don't have to be 9 months. You can see the pattern in 2 months, 3 months. But to study it for 9 to get a better understanding of a little bit of longevity here, you know what I'm saying? Almost a full calendar year, you'll start to see a unique pattern. That's something that you can identify and see what's going on. Such as if the period shifts, why did it shift? What was happening different? Was it something cosmically going on different, or something internally that was going on that was different, and whatnot? These things need to be noted. So that's a 9-month study, bare minimum, because that's symbolic for a woman carrying, obviously carrying seed in your child for 9 months. When you tap into the sun, which is masculine energy, there's 12 months in a year. And so to really deal with the power of light, and you look at the ancient Egyptian Akhenaten, the 18th dynasty king, who was big on the Atendis, which is the sun. If we were to deal with enlightenment and meditate with the sunrise, meditate with the sunset for a whole year straight, to just do one complete circle, one complete evolution, that's a year's journey. Okay, so that's 12 months with the sun, 9 months with the moon, and we really can go a little bit longer than that to go full circle, but let's just say 9 months because it's synonymous with a woman. Okay, you now up to what, 9 and 12 is what, 21? That's 21 months. Okay, 21 months. And now even within the sun, let me go back some. Even even with the sun, and you're dealing with the masculine aspect, do you even know how the masculine is made? Meaning the anatomy and function of testes. You know what I'm saying? Just the anatomy and function. And the same thing when you're dealing with the divine feminine. How is the womb made? Can you even draw a diagram accurately of the womb and where the ovaries sit? Where? How do it go? Can you draw it? Can you even see it? You understand what I'm saying? Then to be able to consciously touch it with loving intention, and vice versa when you get to the masculine. Remember, which this shit led me into the Osiris thing. Um, Spirit is funny as hell, right? So I'm driving down the street the other day. Lo and behold, a license plate's passed me, and what's on it? Het Haru was the lady's specialized license plate, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Okay, you niggas is all right. See, I be paying attention, and I'm like, all right. But Het Haru was the female with a sun disk on her head, right? So, I catalog that and I'm doing this study with the cosmos and whatnot. And when I make the proper rendition of the solar system on this particular journey of cosmic evolution, I come up with 14 paths. When you understand on Earth, looking out to the sun and understanding the orbital tracks, the planets going around the sun, those spots, those grooves, like the planet is going around the sun. So that circle, that's its groove, that's its track. Okay. So if you're from Earth looking out to the sun and then go past the sun, you know what's going to happen? You're going to come back across the Mercury track, then the Venus track, then the Earth where you at, and things, the moon, Earth where you at, and Mars, and so forth. So I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, wow, this is 14 layers. And I said, oh shit, that's what these cats was telling us in Egypt when it was like the 14 pieces of Osiris. Osiris allegedly was cut up into 14 pieces and scattered all over the earth, right? This is the story, right? And then all of the pieces was found besides what? His penis, right? And then magically, his woman do some healing right to it, create a magic phallus, and then she gives birth to this kid. But the point of that story is somehow, for whatever reason, is pointing your attention to the woman is now working with the masculine sexual figure in his resurrection. You understand what I'm saying? And so to even deal with that, you know what I mean? Then, like I said, to deal with the solar energy, we talking about motherfucking, that's a year, right? But even with 14 layers of this reality, in a sense, these 14 pieces that they're talking about, 14 is half of a moon cycle, which is 28. Meaning today, if it's a new moon, in 14 days, on average, it's going to be a full moon. Okay. So Osiris was always kind of linked to the lunar energies, which was the feminine energies. And who was the one that was present with Osiris' resurrection? In fact, in the older texts before the invention of Osiris, who was it? It was that deity named Ampu, the dog dude. You understand what I'm saying? The one who has that particular aspect of consciousness to get you to continue your journey. You understand what I'm saying? And so within hers and his resurrection, the aspect of cosmic evolution is we really got to go through a series of the divine feminine, and the goal is for the woman to walk out of it and be crowned by her man for doing these particular studies, doing these particular activities, such as are you willing to go to Sedona with your significant other, cry, be vulnerable, put your feet in the earth, more of a picnic earth energy because that's feminine energy. Are you willing to do that for 9 months, along with studying female anatomy, along with studying the feminine part of the brain, which is known as the subconscious part of the brain, right? And its anatomy and its function, and know it verbatim. Because remember, the ancient sayings in Egypt and Greece was "man, know thyself." That was supposed to be inscribed on all of the temple doors at the top. Man and woman, know thyself, right? Okay. And so now there's a series of things that you have to do for a period of time. And then it dawned on me, I'm gonna be honest with you, it hit me like, oh shit, you can't ejaculate for this period of time. It don't mean that you can't have sex, because you can have sex without ejaculation, but you can't ejaculate for this period of time. Why is that important? That is important because, especially for men, you had, and the Chinese been knew this shit, so I ain't making this shit up, okay? But it's just basic common sense when you think about it. For men, you're losing vital life force essence because it's life leaving your body, and it starts to create density and cavities rather inside of the bones, and your eyes and shit start to become weaker and you can become drained. Okay. The push that's pushing out the elixir of life, that's what you're losing. It's really a way that you can lose fluid without losing the push. But what I'm saying is no ejaculation. 9 times out of 10, ain't 10 out of 10 niggas like, man, I ain't going no semen retention. You fucking tripping. I'm shooting that shit everywhere, right? And you can't do it. But there is a way that you could lose fluid without losing the push. The goal is for you not to lose the push, because usually what happens is when you lose the push, what happened? You go limp, right? Because the blood flow is done. So you just lost life. When blood stops, in a sense, right? You're lifeless. And then you got to wait a minute and then it start to flow again. So the practice in this particular sense to go here, when you retain, you start to learn how to circulate the energy. Very important. So now man and woman are expanding the life force that's within them, the light as well. You're expanding the light that is inside of you. This is how you start to glow. This is how you start to get your halo. This is when your aura starts to really start to beam. And this is where your electricity comes on, which by proxy, that means your magnetism starts to increase, because all electricity has magnetism. So now you start to draw things to you. That's why it was a big thing of this whole thing of sex magic back in the early, late 1800s, early 1900s, with the Pascal Beverly Randolphs, the Aleister Crowleys, and that whole occult metaphysical school of thought. Them boys was some beasts back in that era. And niggas was busting domes with information. But you get to expand your life force energy. So on this journey together, see, I'm just gonna give you the game. You come in as, let me tell you how you got to come into this thing. You come in and you have to be willing to be reborn again. That's the whole shit about Osiris. You have to be willing to be reborn again. So same shit with Jesus Christ. Okay. You have to be willing to be reborn again. Meaning looking at your old shadow you and knowing where you're going is not the same you. So now you have to pretty much do what Rick Rubin did. Rick Rubin is the white guy who was a co-founder with Russell Simmons of Def Jam. He gave Def Jam a casket funeral, literally in its own ceremonial form, as a symbolic way to let go. But Def Jam is still alive to this day. It's just his version of it was dead. So it was a spiritual rebirth, right? And see, I know being initiated in mystery schools, what happens when you are blindfolded and you're in a dark room and it's just candlelight and somebody has to guide you around, walk you around to each direction, and certain sounds that you're hearing and scripture that you're reciting. It is to elevate your state of awareness. It's all ritual is. Ritual is to elevate your state of awareness. So in the very entry point of this, you have to be willing to go through the resurrection. And I love Snoop when he came out. I started fucking with Snoop super heavy when he came out with that Snoop Lion album. That to me, that album is the bomb. You know what I mean? Because I could just recognize the beauty of his process of reincarnation. I think that was the album, what it was called, in a sense, right? So anyway, reincarnation is nothing more than resurrection, which is rebirth. So you have to be willing to go through that. Okay. And so when's the perfect time for that? The perfect time for that is the new moon in Scorpio. But before you get there, then there needs to be a purification process. And what's the perfect time to purify? Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, head of the year, the sun and the moon are together in Virgo. Virgo represents the intestines and health. So now you have to get ready to go through a purification process in Virgo. Then it's Libra, which is the couple, the marriage partners, okay? And then it's Scorpio to be reborn again. So I hope you can get some insight about the sequence of a chain of events that would take place throughout the journey of the year, okay? And so then you step into the divine feminine for this particular role. So especially as a couple, you enter in as neophytes, as regular. In the tarot deck, there's this card called the Lovers. You're just the regular lovers at this particular point. But when you come in as the lovers, right, within this, you want to crown her as the empress at the end when you do the feminine work. Now in the lovers, you go into the sun cycle, which means what? That's the masculine cycle. And at the end, you be crowned what? The emperor. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the masculine counterpart to the that. So now it's the feminine work of the empress and the lovers, and then the emperor. Now y'all king and queen in a sense, right? And then you go into another sphere again that starts to deal with some motherfucking this is where you have to start getting intentional because you did the work in the feminine realm, you did the work in the masculine realm, but now y'all ain't did shit together as a collective unit. You understand what I'm saying? So now you have to create in this particular world, and this world is vast because now truth be told, when you understand the spheres of consciousness, these orbital tracks, and when you start to get out into the Martian aspect of things, this is where your sexual passion comes in. You understand what I'm saying? Did you know, oh girl who created the tarot deck, we got the same birthday. Word is bond. Got the same motherfucking B day. I be thinking, that you too, in a sense, but no, we got the same B day, so it's only right on time for me to be able to understand this and bring this information. So anyway, when you start tapping into the Martian aspect of sexuality and the passion aspect, it's very interesting because there's a tarot card called the Devil, and on that particular card, it has the woman and the man are chained, but the chain is loose. They can get away from it if they want to. And it's just talking about your base animalistic desires. This is why the human male and female, they both have the tail. Hold on one second, man. This could be some business calling me. 1 second. Yeah, hello. Hey, text me the address, bro. That way I can tell my people what it is. That way they can get it off that list. Because if I don't know the address, I ain't gonna know what it is. So text it to me so I can text it to my people. Man, I'm doing something right now, bro. Can you text it to me? Man, text it to me if you want me to know. And so anyway. And so it's that kind of day for me for real, for real. So anyway, you would have they got the animalistic aspect that's there, and it's talking about really their desires, right? Animalistic desires. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing unless your state of consciousness takes you there. The goal, though, is for you to just really understand what it is that you can achieve. You understand what I'm saying? And hold on one second. All right. And so anyway, it's a lot of creativity that's here in this particular realm. You understand what I'm saying? And so I ain't gonna keep going further and further, but you get the gist of what I'm talking about. It allows you to really start to look at the aspect of evolution. You know what I'm saying? How to evolve yourself. Now here's the kicker too, because in this, Donald, it's not about you learning how to read charts and that kind of stuff. It ain't got nothing to do with that. The practice is more that that's only for people who wish to like facilitate or just got that intellectual curiosity. But when you doing, if we say, listen, man, for the next 30 days, I'm just gonna go on a liquid fast because the sun is in Virgo for 30 days. That's just me knowing I know the correspondence, but you're doing the actual work and you may not even know, how to measure this and when to figure that out and whatnot. But it's okay because you're doing the work. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes to learn how to disseminate information, that you learn certain things so you can disseminate it, but you can be instructed in a sense or given the information as long as you understand the blueprint. Like, okay, why are we doing this right now? Because the sun is in Virgo. Duh, Virgo rules intestines. This is the perfect time to do a colon cleanse and clean out the intestines. Okay, that's when I go get me. That's when I used to go get the hydrocolon cleanse. You know what I'm saying? At that particular time. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what that is. You know what I mean? So it ain't really hard to figure out either and whatnot. But that's what we got. That's what we got to evolve to. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to evolve to. And then also too, man, it's to go back to the first half of this whole thing with side chick and shit. See, most of the time there's a secret element going on where you say, okay, he's cheating or she's cheating, right? Because it's side niggas too. Don't get it twisted, all right? And so one spouse is cheating and they can't be their authentic self and reveal that for whatever reason. There's work to be done, obviously. There's work to be done that deals with the setting the environment in the aspect of communication. So no matter what's going on in your mind, there's a safe space to be able to have that conversation. I don't think, ladies, I don't think y'all know how much men are scared to tell the truth about what they think and what they feel. Even just honest thoughts. I can remember my father telling me about, his girlfriend mad because he got, had, calendars of whoever, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the stupidest shit in the world. Like, it ain't like I'm fucking with me. This is a goddamn calendar. He loved beautiful women, but for her, that was, a no-no in a sense, right? So it starts to create this thing because if he can't express who he is, and let's just say he ain't cheating, and I'm gonna tell you, I know him. He got a Scorpio moon. This Scorpio is loyalty, right? Scorpio is definitely the sign of loyalty. So he got a Scorpion moon. He may like sex and look at women and like beauty, but the nigga ain't cheating, right? So let's just say he's not cheating, but he likes to have calendars and posters up of beautiful women. But now you take that away or it's an issue. Now let's just say he acquiesced and he wants to satisfy you, but now you just made him suppress a particular urge of his. And that suppression turns into a whole nother thing. You understand what I'm saying? That turns into a whole nother thing. So how do we even start to build the environment where we can have this open communication? Because I have a theory, and my theory is if all the women came out and said, "Okay, nigga, you can just be honest with me. I'm still gonna be with you. I don't want you to cheat on me. If you're gonna be with somebody, just give me a heads up before you do it, and everything gonna be all right. But I want to put you tricking this nigga, okay? But if you just said this shit, my theory, I don't want you to do this, but it's my theory. My theory is the thrill and the fun will be gone, and there's no need for it. Like it'd be like, what? Oh man. So now you have to create it within because now there's nothing to hide in a sense. So now you take it away. Seriously, I guarantee you niggas would stop that shit. You would be surprised. You think it would be like, oh, what? Man, she gave me. I can go out and do it, nigga. I'm about to act up. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. I guarantee you they wouldn't. Not to say that they wouldn't try the shit, but I'm done. That shit would play out in a minute because then it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Just a theory. Just a theory. You know what I'm saying? But how do we start to create this environment so we can be whole? Because again, if you ask the individual, do you want to do that to you? They're gonna tell you no. You know what I'm saying? But something's going on. All right. So I'm not saying it's okay to be a side chick. I'm not saying it's morally ethical to be none of that shit. I ain't saying that you should have a side dude. I'm not saying none of that shit. I'm just simply looking at the psychology of why the side chick, in my opinion, is deemed the fantasy wife in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no kickback. And it ain't nothing cute with it ain't about being a pushover either. It ain't nothing cute about oh, you just like her because you can do whatever you want. As if the person is doing doing you bad and you won't let him do you bad, so therefore he doing that person bad, and that's why he like this person. Like that's not the logic. I'm telling you, that is not the logic in which men see this shit. Okay, ain't got nothing to do with being a pushover. The resistance, the resistance, the resistance. See, it's all cosmic to me. Resistance means Saturn. You feel me? Resistance means Saturn. Saturn is not Venus, where it's love and it's warm. In fact, Saturn rules Capricorn and it's the first day of winter. In our reality, it's cold. You see? And so resistance, coldness, being closed off, that's not feminine. Feminine energy is not closed. Feminine energy is an open energy. This is why men always want to open your legs. Feminine energy is an open energy. You're not supposed to open to everybody in a sense, but at the core, it's open, right? So to be closed off it's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's dangerous. You know what I mean? Dangerous. And it's not to say you're not justified in closing off, but do we even know what it is, right? So imagine this. So the picture that I showed you guys yesterday, right? Just imagine this. Imagine this. It's a hypothetical, okay? So yesterday I showed a picture of a woman. She was like doggy style, and she had her hands behind her back. Her lover had her hands behind her back, and her hands were tied. And then I asked, what feeling did the image invoke? So if I sent this to someone, let's just say I sent it to my significant other. My significant other said, "Why you send me this shit? This shit is beastly. Don't send me nothing like this." And is highly offended. Oh, you into this? I mean, nigga, y'all weird. Just wrong, like, and highly offended by it because that's her honest perception of it, right? how would I take that if this is the case, right? How could I take that? Take that like, okay, I understand what she's saying. That's her viewpoint. That's honest. But I also could take it like, damn, all that, like, all that where you got an attitude about it and shit, right? I could also tell you like, damn, I never want to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? It could all kind of ways, but nevertheless, it wasn't receptive. Now, the whole purpose of the picture had a caption on it at the bottom that literally said, was talking about a woman being able to put herself in the most vulnerable position when she gives up control, hence obviously being, hands behind her back tied up, giving up control where she can trust the process. You understand what I'm saying? Where she could trust the process, knowing she is safe and she can absolutely relax. And then at this particular point, she has no, well, I ain't gonna say no, right? Because mentally she can still be somewhere else. But the point is, she's getting herself to a point where she can totally be ready to receive, because women receive. See, remember, Kabbalah means receive, so therefore it's feminine. Did you know the very opening of the Bible means in vagina? Like it says in the beginning, right? In the beginning. That's how it opens up in English. The word beginning means bereshith, right? But the letter B, which the letter B is spelled Beth. B tau. Look like bath. Okay. So the first letter as a word means house and vagina. Vagina and house mean the exact same thing, it's the exact same word. So when you say Bethel, the house of God, Beth, house, El, God, Bethel, the house of God, okay? So when it opens up and says in the beginning, if I was translating that on more of the mystery translations, I can also say in vagina. It opens up Bereshith Bara, in the beginning, right? We can also say in vagina, God created, or in the beginning, God created vagina. I did a whole breakdown of the scripture years ago, showing you the Hebrew words and what it actually means, and you can get more to the underlying esoteric aspect of what they're really trying to say. Okay? And so the woman feminine aspect is open, is to get her to open up. And like I said yesterday, thank you, Jazzy. That was a dope video. Yesterday, like I said, masculine energy is not just about physicality of setting dates and goals and objectives and working out. Masculine energy is about being able to drive the current. That's masculine energy, to be able to drive the current. Now, I don't necessarily believe, I'm gonna be clear, I don't believe in fragmented energy at the core, right? Meaning for me, it don't work for me, because what I really yearn, meaning fragmented energy, is this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, this woman, right? Because at the core, I believe that you can have the ultimate experience. Not that you can't have phenomenal experiences with other people, but what if, put it this way, if there's 10 women and each is getting 10% to make up 100, because 100 is a whole, what would the experience be like if I just have the 10 within one? You understand what I'm saying? I think it's more potent. It's not necessarily cut up. It's just my opinion, what it is for me. I mean, I don't love women, things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying the potency of it. Okay. And so, how can we, man, you can listen, man, as we evolve, we got past cosmic feminine, we understand, we embrace cosmic masculine, we understand, we embrace, and then we go into the world what I call like in tarot, this is like the high priestess and the magician, where you start to create intentionally. And now, as a unit, you do breathing exercises together, back to back, purposely see if you can see, sense, and feel the current running from the top of your head, going down the meridians, down under the scrotums, under your butt, back up your back, and then for her, it's going up her back. You know what I'm saying? To see if y'all can create an orbit around each other, right? It's not just about, and man, you gotta stop thinking about, yo, bang, 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 I'm gonna beat the pussy up. But they used to beat the pussy up, beat the pussy up. You know, like you gotta stop. They literally we got warped, abusive mentalities. You know what I'm saying? It's even kind of weird, and I have to admit it. You know, like even liking it and understanding, but you have to admit it. Why do I want her to call me daddy while I'm in the bed? That's incestual. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like we got some warped concepts though. So you think that beating it and drilling it, okay, not don't mean that she don't like it. Maybe she do. I'm not saying that she don't. But I think that is something much more deeper and profound. And the truth of the matter is, I'm gonna tell you this, especially for men, you we don't stay in vagina long enough to be able to get the brain to secrete a different type of chemical. Everything in your brain is a pharmacy of chemicals. So what I call the golden elixir, which is known in some sacred old Chinese sexual texts, and you can get to these things by self-cultivating, meaning you have to touch yourself because you may not be engaging with a partner in a sense. To get the chemical composition to change, there's something that's going to happen known as an alchemical process. The alchemy ain't talking about no goddamn taking lead, physical lead from a pencil and trying to turn it into gold by putting potions on it. It's talking about how do you take the base, the foundation, which is Saturn, the base, and turn it into gold, which is the sun, which is light. So how to take energy that is at the bottom of what they say, the bottom of the spine is how it's taught. Talking about Kundalini sexual energy that resides inside the scrotums. Okay. How do you take that energy and then transform that into gold? That's what that's talking about. Okay. So it's the whole education of what we have is just totally warped, but the practices that we can do with one another are just phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Dream work. I mean, one time I was going to create the Neptune Dream Institute. I had an idea back in like 2013. Neptune Dream Institute. Let's purposely indulge our physical senses with the same imagery, physically go to the same location, and then purposely see if we can dream about meeting each other sitting on that same park bench. So let's go to our favorite park. Let's practice it physically like we're rehearsing. Hold hands, touch, right? Got the scenery. And then when we go to sleep tonight, have that vision playing in our head, purposely trying to dream about that, and then cross-reference with each other to see if we're having the same parallels. If you want to talk about uniting of the souls, that's the kind of shit that needs to be done, in my opinion. Because if it's all about consciousness, then okay, we should be able to have these experiences because every night you go to sleep, we have an unknowingly experience. You don't know what the hell you're going to dream about tonight when you go to sleep. You have absolutely no idea what you're about to do. But the point is, consciousness within you appears to keep on moving and grooving, and your ass is in the bed, knocked out, and you are still having, like, basically, what's really true, you're having another dimensional experience. It's a fact because your physical 3D body's in the bed, but your spirit you is like, nah, nigga, I'm right here doing X, Y, Z. So now, can we get the spirits to meet up on the astral plane? You see what I'm saying? That, to me, that's what marriage is about. It's that kind of shit right there. This, let's go to the casino and watch motherfucking OSU play fucking football and shit. And they got me a beer. That's some boring ass shit to me. That is retarded to me. I can't see. I'm sorry, man. I can't see. Listen, with the dedication that it takes to get to those kind of experiences, where you don't have to rely on technology because I feel you. Man, I got a sister that I'm so tapped into, and we ain't never did shit. But we had great motherfucking conversation. Always been friends since I always say she bullied herself onto one of my trips and shit. But we just always been solid, right? And anytime that she going through some shit, I'll have a dream about the shit. And I ain't talked to her in like months. Like it always be some months. Sometimes we don't talk and shit. So I'm like, all right, nigga, what's up? You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, yeah, that's okay. I get it. So it's as if her spirit communicates with mine. You know what I'm saying? And so how do we get to that point where we don't have to rely on technology? Oh, babe, I feel you. My wife, I feel you. What's up? You know. So you so bogged down with 3D shit, nigga. You got bills. You may have kids. You got life, and now you worried about the motherfucking basketball game and shit. What these grown ass men doing? You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got no soul connection, no soul evolution because you just a regular ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Yeah, I guess it ain't your lifetime. You'll get there one day, I think. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that shit. You understand? What's fun to me is exploring in consciousness. Yep, I'm glad I got Saturn in Leo. I don't know how to have fun. You know what I'm saying? I know. Fun to me though. May get me another motorcycle though. And shit. Put it on the track. I done did riding through the streets and shit, highways and shit. Fuck my elbow up, wheeling and all that. I want to ride on the track. It allows that masculine energy to come out through adrenaline and whatnot. But y'all get my point. You know what I'm saying? That kind of evolution, that kind of aspect of creating with one another. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. So give me some questions in the chat real fast. Let me see if this dude text me, man. He ain't text me, man. This nigga called himself being upset because my man put a door hanger on his name. Man, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Take this off my door. Man, what? Can you text me the address? Nah, man. You gonna write it down? How you gonna tell me what I'm gonna do, man? And I should have said, hey, man, you right, bro. You know what? I am gonna write it down. What's the address, man? You know what I'm saying? And but I'm gonna be funny. I should just call him back and say, man, what you upset for, man? Here, I'm about to call him right now, y'all. Watch how this go. I'm gonna tell him I love him. Cause like, why are you upset that somebody just sent a piece of mail or put a door hanger on your door to see if you want to sell your house? I'm about to call him. Y'all. Gotta be yin. When they be yang, you gotta be yin. Be opposite. You push and push, exert too much energy. Cool.
Please leave your message for.
I'm sure he'd call me back. He was waiting to give me a piece of his mind. But yeah, anyway. All right, man. So any questions? Comments? Questions, comments? I got this thing. What's up, Jazzy? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I didn't even know I still had that thing on there, man. I appreciate it, but I can't stand the way YouTube pay you out. It's crazy, man. Cash App is more direct, you know what I mean? But I appreciate it. What I want to do? I want to go to the ring. Yeah. Roll T, what up? Miss Flowers Akeisha was good, man. I know, man. I appreciate it, man. I really do. It's all to the good. Yes. Anybody got any questions? Anything? Let me know. Go. I'm with you all. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Anything, man? What y'all got? What y'all working with, man? Be church mice. What's that? Anything? Y'all good? Y'all good? We cool? Man, y'all quiet, man. Is it? Man, y'all wanna end it? Y'all wanna wrap it up right here? Y'all wanna wrap it up? Man, 2022, I ain't even look. You know what I mean? Like I don't even do like yearly forecasts. You know what I mean? It'd be like I don't even be looking, man. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. So I don't know, because to me it's always more personal anyway. You know what I mean? If you want a good yearly theme, pay attention to Jupiter because Jupiter takes about a year on average to go through a zodiac sign. And so, you know, that's a good thing to look at and see where Jupiter's going to be within this year for you. A lot of us, it may go into two places. It may be somewhere right now, but within the course of the year, it's going to travel to somewhere else. Understand that house that Jupiter is traveling in for you. Because soon as it get to a sign, then it's going to be there for about 11 months, so period of a year. Depending what signs, because sometimes it goes Gemini go through there real fast. But that gives you more of a yearly theme. And plus it's like the energy of abundance and growth and luck and you know, just all this good stuff. You know what I mean? So to get the personal year, in a sense, I always like to look at Jupiter for the year and then see what's going on majorly inside of, you know, me. So I'm looking at more of the for my own personal self than I am looking for the outlook of society. You know, I'm just one of those cats, man, for real, honestly. Like, I let nature take its course, and then be able to just expound and build upon it. And you know, as of right now, I'm not screaming at humanity to do X, Y, Z. And maybe I should be, you know what I mean, to switch frequencies and drive it to this particular point and minister hard to people per se. It's like let people go through their lessons, and sometimes a harsh awakening is what's needed to wake up. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. I know. So that's a good point, Flowers, right? Because you have to remember that the earth is tilted on its axis, and it gives the illusion that on 7/12 the sun appears in front of Gemini, although you are a Cancer. And so if you stick your hand out in front of you, just stick your finger out in front of you, directly in front of you. So it's in front of you, right? But if you lean back to the left, it looked like it just, look like it's over there to your right now. So when it's in front of you, right? Oh shit, that shit look like it's over there, more on the left. You see what I'm saying? So what's happening is when the Earth is tilted and we moving, it gives the illusion that these planets are about. Honestly, every planet that you see in the sky is technically it was there 23 days ago. Well, I ain't gonna say 23 days ago. The sun was there 23 days ago. Okay. Jupiter, because it takes about a year and it's so far away, that shit was a year ago with that particular energy. So the difference between, and this is the difference between Western astrology, known as tropical, versus Vedic and Eastern. Vedic and Eastern wants to look at what they see with the naked eye, and that's fine. You can do that. But tropical accounts for this 23-degree difference. This is why when they try to introduce a new zodiac sign to the mix or correct your zodiac sign and take you back, those of you who were born like the last 6 days of a zodiac sign, you're the same zodiac sign. You see what I'm saying? And so, hold on, y'all. This is my contractor. Hold on. Hey, what up, though?
What up with it?
What's good?
Hey, we good to go, man. I just had to go inside the wall, though. That's the only bad part about it. But it's good. They got water now.
Okay, yeah, I send her a message, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, I got them back good. But tomorrow I'm gonna hook it up because I had to cut it back because of that nasty pipe that it kept in. That's why I had to go inside the wall. So I'm gonna have to fix the hole in the wall because I had to go in there to fix it. So.
Okay, cool. Cool.
I'm back in finishing up the hall. I'm back there early in the AM.
Okay, man. Bet. I appreciate it, man. So what you get tomorrow? You got to grab the cat. I mean, you got to grab the counter and faucet and stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Just hit me up, man. So I'll send you the bread or whatever. All right. Yeah. All right, So yeah, so that's the difference between the systems is 23 degrees. You know what I'm saying? And so, some of us still same sign, but it's really an optical illusion. So, which is very interesting because that means tropical is based upon what you feel. And see, now here's the difference between two. Here's a classic example. If we look at what we could see, if we could see Uranus would look like it's in front of Aries. But we say Uranus is in Taurus. Taurus is money, Uranus is technology. Are we not in cryptocurrencies and Bitcoins and shit like that? Yeah. So therefore, the energy is actually up in the future and it's based upon what you feel and observe of what's going on. But when you look in the sky, the shit is back because see, we don't even feel the earth spinning, and it's casting the illusion that the sun is rising and the sun is setting, but we don't feel that shit spin. So I did a webinar years ago called the Cosmic Illusion. You know what I'm saying? And so, you just gotta know how to just, it ain't right there. You know what I mean? It's not right there per se, which is very interesting. But since it appears that it's right there, we've done some work on some shit to make shit like this thing is funny. It's funny. It's funny. All right. Yeah, he said Eastern astrology is trash. I don't mess with it, man. That ain't my cup of tea. Because like nah. That would mean like it's just certain shit I see. That would mean Donald Trump is a Taurus. That motherfucker is a Gemini all day. That would mean people like Jews are Taurus. Now hell no. Hell no, I'm not buying that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain shit that Uranus is like we're in the age of Aquarius. If we use their theory, we ain't in the Aquarian age, we're in the age of Pisces, and that's some bullshit. You are clearly in the age of Aquarius dealing with technology. What are you talking about? Motherfuckers is walking around here with big ass virtual glasses on now. We're not nowhere near no damn Pisces anymore. You know what I'm saying? So nah, it's tropical. You know what I'm saying? All day long. Um, all day long. And one of the coldest astronomers, Benjamin Banneker, who George Washington commissioned to build Washington, D.C. based off of surveying the planets. Go type in Benjamin Banneker Almanac and watch you see the Society of Friends, the Quakers. They got his almanacs, and you go read what he had. He was dealing with tropical. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you gotta do is look at the dates. January 1st, sun, 10 degrees, Capricorn. But wait a minute, if he was using Eastern, he would have said that shit was in, Sagittarius. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shit, Benjamin Banneker? Big Ben? That nigga was rocking with tropical? Shit. All day. And so I'm rocking with the West. You know what I'm saying? I'll run West Coast offense all day. All right. So anything else though? You know what I mean? Indigo Earth Angel, what up? What's happening? What's happening? Yeah. All right, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I thought y'all going to talk about something, man. I gotta bring it out, man. But I'm gonna wrap this up then. That be the point. What's next on the calendars, man? I got class tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? Wholesale real estate is the name of the game. It's the name of the game, man. What I'm doing. I heard my man just called me over there. Remodeling one of the houses, or one of the apartments actually, getting that rent ready, so that'll be finished tomorrow. I have a new video coming out on that. Show you the counters that we picked for, floors we put forward. About to get that rent ready. Tenant moved out. About to up the rent a little bit. You know what I mean? And get a new tenant up in that joint. And go do our thing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna sign off, man. Y'all be good. Y'all be loving. Y'all be caring. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for hey man, get ready for 22, man. 22, man. I want to go on a long journey. You know what I'm saying? Like a long journey to really do this work. You know what I mean? But it's serious. You know what I'm saying? It's serious work. You know what I mean? It's an everyday thing. You know what I mean? All right. Yep. 22. It's the year that we build. It's the building year. You know what I mean? All right, man. I get at y'all, man. Appreciate you. Peace.